you've been following this channel for any amount of time, you know I love journaling, pen, paper. I've made several videos about it. I'll link a few of those down in the description below. But today I want to talk about a journaling method or like journaling structure that my friend Levi helped me kind of come up with, or this is kind of like something he teaches as a coach, as an executive business coach. So this type of journaling I'm calling the coach approach, mainly because my friend Levi is an executive business coach, and I'll link him down in the description below. But these were some tools that he uses with his clients that make millions, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars. But what's cool is they scale all the way down to just being an individual, whether you're a YouTuber, a creative, or someone working in tech or in a company, right? The first question to ask, the first sort of framework to think through when you open up that journal, you don't know what to write, is to embrace 3-level listening for yourself. Now, 3-level listening when you're working with a coach is someone who is not just listening to the words that you say and allowing you to develop an idea, but they're gonna also then challenge you or ask you about what your omissions are, or what are you not saying. You can practice this with yourself if you've already been journaling and ask yourself, hey, for the last 3 or 4 entries, what haven't I said about those days, right? Or if you haven't journaled before, if this is your first time journaling, you could ask yourself, what don't I think about often? Is there something that I think is maybe not worth my time to journal down? Start with that. This could be something as simple as the weather. You may start with the weather, but don't end with the weather. Keep going and ask yourself that 3-level listening question of what about the weather is interesting to you? Is there somewhere you would want to be that has different weather, and what would you do about that, right? And then how would that make you feel, or why would you want to do that? That is the power of 3-level listening, and that's going to get you from the reality that you're currently in to like helping you work through and figure out like the reality that you want. That leads into the next part really well, which is asking GROW questions. This GROW framework is 4 things: goals, what is reality between me and my goals? That's the R. Options, what are the options that I have? And then finally, what will I do about it? So GROW. This could be really powerful to just get your goals on paper. If you've never written down your goals and communicated them with someone, now's the time to do it, always. If you need a refresher, if you're reflecting on your goals, it's always good to rewrite them again. Ask yourself if you can write them in a different way, or in a way that has more clarity about those goals. It's always good to rewrite your goals and come back to them and reflect on them. If you're not coming to the page and writing down the reality of where you're at in relationship to your goals, you're not gonna grow as fast. You're not gonna be able to get to that place. You're not gonna be able to see those obstacles as quickly. So once you've written down your goals, you looked at your reality and written down your reality and have a little more clarity about the reality, start writing down your options. Start writing down the things that you could do to move forward in the direction of those goals. And then finally, when you say, what will I do about it? Make sure you're writing down not just what you will do, but when you will do it by. And a lot of times, at least for me, I may have a big goal that I will write down what I need to do, but that what needs to turn into maybe 3 different things that happen over the course of a week. Maybe even there are 3 different things that could happen in the same day. But sometimes breaking down those goals to like the most like minimum viable atomic habit, whatever you want to call it, getting that out on the page and developing that idea to its like most easy and accessible thing, that's gonna be something that changes the way that you journal and write down and think about your life. This video is not sponsored by anyone. I don't have a sponsor for this video, but if you would please subscribe, I would appreciate it so much. It just helps this channel to continue to grow. And since I've rented out this office and I'm going all in on YouTube, I wanna keep growing this channel for y'all. So thank you for everyone who already has subscribed. Let's get to that last point. The last point to coach approach journaling is to get curious. And the way you get curious is to practice curiosity. Curiosity is a muscle that you need to exercise. And it's not something you want to just work on with yourself. It is something that you want to make sure you're living out in community, whether that's working with different people in your workplace and asking them maybe not just how they are or how their weekend was, but maybe ask them like, hey, what's a hobby? Or like, what's something that you do outside of work? Recently, I found that I had a friend who is starting to do stand-up comedy at a local comedy club, and I don't usually go to that comedy club, but I'm gonna go now see him do his comedy thing. And I got there because I asked him not just how he was or what he was up to, but I was like, all right, come on, like, what are you excited about, right? Also, be aware when someone else is practicing curiosity with you, or someone's asking you a good question. One of the most inspiring things that I got from reading a bunch of biographies was how many people were recording conversations that they had or reflecting on conversations that they had and the questions that were asked of them throughout their life. Guys like Leonardo da Vinci, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin. Part of how these people were able to make such a huge impact in their life and in the lives of others is because they were reflecting on the questions that were being asked of them and also the questions that they had in response to those things, and not just individuals, but sort of society and the world as it is. So use your journal as a place to practice curiosity, right? It's okay to just totally ask random questions in your journal. If you're like me and you have one of those moments where you're like, God, do I need to write about something as silly as this event or this interaction or this thing that happened? By capturing those little moments and asking yourself questions about them, asking yourself how you can have more of those positive interactions and how you can develop or transform maybe an interaction that's more difficult or challenging into something that is of benefit to you. All of that is practicing curiosity. So that is the coach approach to journaling. Embrace 3-level listening, use some of those grow questions, and continue to practice being curious. If you like this video, you may like some of my other videos talking more about journaling in general, my evening journaling practice, and some of the tools that I use for journaling. I will link all those videos down in the description below. With that, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel, and if you have yet, please do so. Be kind both in life and in the comments below, and like this video to send good vibes across the internet. We'll do it again soon. Later.